If you struggle to make any progress in Wizard with the gun, these tips are for you. The first tip is play the tutorial. This tip counts with every new game you're playing. A little time consuming, but it is quite useful once you have done it. And playing the tutorial means extra content of the game, so what's there not to like? Tip number 2 is that there are more ways to gather resources. You can burn wood with wood to create charcoal, or you can shoot a tree with a burning bullet. Once you have shot it, either you keep shooting at it or you wait a bit, then it will just burn, and then you get charcoal. I like that there are multiple ways to do it, quite a handy feature. A mistake I made was scavenging the tutorial area. Basically, don't do this. So don't scavenge the tutorial area. You can spend hours there, but it will probably result in you dying later on in the game. This will also cause you to lose all the stuff you have collected, so it's really a waste of time. Then we have a tip about extra storage. You can store things in the Arcane Annihilator. When you run out of storage space, you have chests where you can put your stuff in. But if you don't have the materials to make storage chests, which is weird because it only costs 10 wood, you can also use the Arcane Annihilator to store stuff in. Tip number 6 is about time. Destroying chaos portals grants you time to not let chaos loose immediately in the shader. It's basically this: the further you get from the spawn location, the harder the portals will be to destroy. However, the portal you see spawn on the screen will give you 30 extra seconds. But sometimes you see areas on the map with a certain icon. Destroying these portals will give you 3 extra minutes. Make sure you don't forget to pick up the item that grants you that extra time. Tip number 7 is about new recipes. If you want better gear and unlock new recipes, scan enemies. You can do it for that reason, but I just like the scanning feature. Most of the time, even if you scan an enemy first, you can still get the first hit in. What you also can do is just scan and leave. Then we have a way to spend the 5 minutes you get in the shader in the most efficient way. And that is by prioritizing the telescopes first. The telescope has a certain star icon on your map. If you find them and stand near them, you can activate one. By doing this, the telescope will tell you where the next target is. It will either pinpoint the next telescope, a chaos rift, a new gate back to the tower, but the best thing is when it finds the next enemy who holds a gear for the time machine. This makes it very useful for you if you're hunting for gears and stuff. Tip number 9 is honestly my most favorite tip, and that is to upgrade your charm bullets at least once. If you do so, you get the charm bullets. They don't do anything, but by shooting enemies you eventually make them a pet. Tip number 10 is about the running. Run when your time is up. You can either battle chaos, but you can also choose to just run. Make your way to the doorway and reset time, so you can go into a new world. Or you can just stay and get all the gears. Another tip is to plan your runs. There are different kinds of runs. A resource gathering run, a goal run, or just a scan run. The kind of run you're going on will decide for you what stuff you need to take with you. With the goal run you can take everything you want with you, since you'll probably just return to the tower after. For the resource run it would be okay to take stuff with you, but this will take up some storage space. So it's better to just store things in the shader. For the scan run you will want to take nothing with you, since you're most likely going to scan things that attack you. So there's a high chance of you dying. Tip number 12 is about the difference of the stuff you lose upon dying. When dying you lose all the items you had in your bag. However, you do not lose the items you had on your quick bar. Weapons you had in the bag, however, you do lose. Tip number 13 is about gathering oak apples. All around the map you can find trees. Some of the trees have oak apples. You can destroy them to get the apples, but on the other hand you can also punch them twice to get them. This is a faster way if you only need the oak apples. With that tip we come to the weapon wheel, because if you want to get oak apples you must know how to equip your hands. To equip your hands you can hold the right bumper on a controller to get a weapon wheel. You can also punch while trying to attack with an empty weapon. If you haven't been doing this, it's quite handy to know this, but don't forget to store Arcana in the Arcana bank. You can store up to 2000 Arcana. I highly recommend storing it, because if you die it will be gone and you need to gather it again. I hope these tips were useful to you. If you want to see some other amazing indie titles, click here. Thank you for watching, until next time.